Hello students, in this video we shall learn about electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is a branch of chemistry which deals with the conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy as well as vice versa, that is chemical energy into electrical energy. Let's see the examples of these two processes. One is electrolytic cell, in which this involves the conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy. Electrochemical cell, this involves the conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy. We know the preparation of sodium metal, chlorine gas, all these are the examples of conversion of electrical energy to chemical energy. This is an electrolytic cell. In this, an electrolyte is taken. Let us take the example of preparation of sodium. Sodium chloride electrolyte solution is taken in this cell, and through this cell it is connected to a battery, and by this current is passed through this solution. By passage of current, sodium plus ion being positively charged, they move towards negative electrode, and Cl minus negative charged ion will move towards positive electrode and get deposited on their respective electrodes. And here we observe that by passage of current, chemical decomposition of sodium chloride has taken place, or electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. Such type of process are called as such type of process takes place in electrolytic cells. Next is electrochemical cell. This is an example of electrochemical cell. Here zinc rod is kept in contact with zinc nitrate solution, and copper rod is kept in contact with copper nitrate solution. In this process, when they are connected through an external circuit, redox reaction, oxidation reduction reactions will take place, and because of these chemical reactions or decomposition of this electrolyte solution here, decomposition of electrolyte solution taken here, current will pass in the external circuit. So chemical energy is converted to electrical energy, and such type of process we see in electrochemical cells. And electrochemistry deals with these two type of process: conversion of electrical energy into chemical energy, or using electrical energy, decomposition of chemical substance will take place, or conversion of chemical energy, and using, because of chemical change, electricity will be generated. So electrochemistry deals with these two type of processes. Difference between electrolytic cell and electrochemical cell or galvanic cell. Electrolytic cell, it requires EMF to run the cell, as we have seen that battery or external EMF is applied. In galvanic cell, electric EMF is generated. In electrolytic cell, electrical energy is converted to chemical energy, whereas in galvanic cell, chemical energy is converted to electrical energy. In electrolytic cell, discharge of ions occur at both electrodes. We have seen that sodium plus and Cl minus have discharged at their respective electrodes, whereas in case of galvanic cell, this we will learn in detail in the next coming slides. Discharge of ions occur only at cathode. This is a non-spontaneous reaction, and galvanic cells are spontaneous reactions. Spontaneous process or reaction means those process which takes place on their own accord without the help of external agency or supplying energy or performing any work. If the process takes place on their own, we call it as spontaneous process. And electrochemical cells are spontaneous process, whereas electrolytic cells are non-spontaneous process, because for running this chemical reaction we have supplied energy in the form by battery, so they are not taking place on their own. So we call such process are called as non-spontaneous process, whereas electrochemical cells, without supply of any energy or performing any work, those process has taken place on their own accord, and because of chemical change they are producing electrical energy. So we call such process are called as spontaneous process. Without supply of any energy, these reactions are taking place, so these are called as spontaneous process. These are irreversible process, whereas galvanic cell process are reversible process. Means we have taken zinc nitrate and copper nitrate solution, and because of the chemical change taking place in the electrochemical cell, electricity is generated. And in the reverse process, if we supply electricity, the decomposed zinc nitrate and copper nitrate will return to their original state or the initial state. So forward process can takes place, and exactly reverse process can also takes place by supplying EMF. So the process can be reversed, so we call it as reversible process. Classification based on conductivity. Based on the conductivity, substances are divided into three types: conductors, semiconductors, insulators. Those substances which allow current to pass through them are called as conductors. They have very low resistivity or high conductivity. Examples of conductors are all metal like iron, nickel, copper, aluminum, etc. Alloys. Alloys means mixture of metals. Alloys, graphite, ionic compounds in fused or dissolved states are also behave like conductors. Fused state means take the solid like sodium chloride, take the ionic solid sodium chloride and just heat it so that the solid will convert into liquid state. That state is called as fused state. Dissolved state means take the solid and dissolve in water. That solution will also behave like conductor. Insulator, those substances which do not allow current to pass through them are called as insulator. Example are glass, wood, paper and organic compounds. All these are the examples of insulators. Semiconductors, these are the solids which have resistivity or conductivity values in between conductors and insulators. Examples are silicon and germanium are the well-known examples of semiconductors. Metallic conductors are again divided into two types. One is metallic or electronic conductor. Second is electrolytic conductors. Metallic or electronic conductors, in this the passage of current through the conductor is because of the movement of electrons. In electrolytic conductors, the flow of current is because of movement of ions. For metallic conductors, let us take the example of metals, iron, nickel. All these are the examples of copper, are the examples of metallic conductors. For electrolytic conductors, electrolytes, sodium chloride, zinc sulfate, all these are the examples of electrolytic conductors. In metallic conductors, the flow of current is because of the movement of electrons in these metals, whereas in electrolytic conductors there are positive and negative charges on this electrolyte solution. So because of movement of this cation and anion or positive charge and negative charge, charged spaces, current will be carried. So charge carriers in electrolytic conductors are ions, whereas charge carriers in electronic conductors are electrons. The passage of current is because of electrons in metallic conductors and because of ions in electrolytic conductors. No chemical change takes place because here only the passage of electrons, movement of electrons will be involved in metallic conductors, whereas in electrolytic conductors these ions will move. So there is chemical change in electrolytic conductors, whereas in metallic conductors there is no chemical change. As the no material or ions are moving, there is no transfer of matter here. In case of electrolytic conductors, there is transfer of matter in the form of ions. Cation move towards cathode and anion move towards anode. There is movement of matter in this. Conductance of metals decreases with increase of temperature, whereas electrolytic conductors increases with increase in temperature. This is because with increase in the speed of with increase in the temperature, with increase in the temperature, the flow of electrons is disturbed, and hence the flow of electrons in the conductors gets disturbed and conductance decreases. Whereas in electrolytic conductors, with increase in the temperature, speed of the ions increases, so the conductance increases. In electrolytic conductors, ions are there. With increase in temperature, speed of those ions increases. In metallic conductors, conductance is because of the electrons. With increase in the temperature, with increase in the temperature, flow of electrons will get disturbed, and so the conductance value decreases. Ohm's law, this law states that current passing through an current passing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential applied between the ends of the conductor. Or if so, I is directly proportional to V. If we remove the proportionality symbol, I equals to R V directly proportional to I, V equals to I into R, where R is called as resistance and this law is called as Ohm's law. V is voltage, I is current passing through the conductor, R is the resistance of that conductor. Resistance is defined as it is the property of a material and because of which it do not allow the flow of current through the substance. Or resistance is defined as the property of a substance because of which it opposes the flow of current. These are the images of resistors. Symbol of resistance is R and the units of resistance is ohm. And Ohm's law, resistance is found to be directly proportional to length and it is found to be inversely proportional to area of cross section. With increase in the length, resistance also increases. With increase in area of cross section, resistance will decrease. And joining these two, we can write R proportional to L by A. Whenever there is proportionality symbol, we can remove that and introduce a constant. Here the constant introduced is rho. R equals to rho L by A. You see this as an example. This is a conductor. By doubling the length here, resistance will also increase. The area of cross section is this much. By doubling the area of cross section, twice the area of cross section, the resistance is becoming half. So the same substance, if taken in this shape or with this dimension, will have more resistance, or if it is taken in this shape or in this dimension, it will have less resistance. So the resistance of a material, of a substance, will depend upon its dimension, length and area of cross section. And next concept is specific resistance or resistivity. Resistance changes with length and area of cross section, but if length of a substance is 1 centimeter and area as 1 centimeter square, then 1 by 1 will become 1. At that point of time, R equals to rho. So is a conductor whose length is 1 centimeter and area of cross section as 1 centimeter square, then resistance of that substance is called as specific resistance or resistivity. Or we can say simply resistance measured for a conductor at 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter square area of cross section. The resistance of that material is called as specific resistance or resistivity. We know that resistance changes with change in the length and area, but whereas resistivity, it is a constant and it is measured at length and area to be 1 unit. Now if you want to compare the resistances of or the quantity of resistance of tendency of resistance of two conductors, we have to compare their resistivities but not resistances. These are the resistivities or specific resistance of some of the metallic conductors. Silver 1.6, copper 1.7, magnesium is having high resistivity among all these, or high resistivity or specific resistance among all these metals. If we take here resistivity of silver is less whereas magnesium is more. If we take a silver wire of long length like this, a silver wire like this, and a magnesium wire having short length, then there may be chance that both the resistances, there may be a chance that the resistances of these two materials will be same. So in order to compare the resistances of any two materials, we have to compare them by taking them equal dimensions, that is 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter square area of cross section. Then only we can compare the resistant value. Otherwise the resistance value will change and give the same value for different materials also. Actually silver is having less resistivity, whereas magnesium is having high resistivity. But if we take silver with long length wire and magnesium with short length wire, magnesium resistance will decrease and silver resistance will increase, and both will have same value. Then we may this may lead to our concept that both will have same resistance value. So in order to compare them, take any two metals at having same dimensions, then we can compare. Next is conductance. Reciprocal of resistance is called as conductance. It is denoted by C. C equals to 1 by R. Conductance, it is the property of a substance, or the value of the conductance will give the measurement of tendency of a substance to allow the current to pass through it. Conductance gives the measure of a substance by which how much quantity of current it can allow through it. Examples of the conductors are metals, aqueous solution of acids, bases, salts, etc. If the conductance value is more, it means that a substance can allow more current to pass through it. If the conductance value is less, it has less capacity to allow current to pass through it. Units of conductance are, we have said that conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. So the units are also reciprocal to resistance, that is 1 by ohm or ohm inverse, or it can also be written as mho. In SI units it is written as Simon. Insulators do not allow current to pass through them, so their conductance value is very less. Whereas conductors, they allow the current to pass through them, so their conductance value is more. Examples of insulators are pure water, urea, sugar, etc. Next, specific conductance. As we have discussed that R equals to rho L by A. Let us take the reciprocal of it to get conductance. 1 by R equals to 1 by rho. Take the reciprocal of L by A, it becomes A by L. 1 by R is called as conductance. C equals to 1 by rho. Rho is called as resistivity or specific resistance, and inverse of it is specific conductivity, specific conductance or conductivity. Specific conductance is written by letter K. K is pronounced as kappa. K into A by L. Take it like A by L. From this K equals to C into L by A. That is conductance into L by A. And L by A is called as cell constant. Unit of specific conductance is for conductance unit is ohm inverse, and for L by A the unit is centimeter by centimeter square, that is centimeter inverse. The unit of specific conductance is ohm inverse centimeter inverse, and SI unit of specific conductance is Simon meter inverse. And specific conductance or conductivity is defined as when length is 1 centimeter and area of cross section is 1 centimeter square. From this equation K becomes equals to C. So a material whose length is 1 centimeter and area of cross section is 1 centimeter square, the conductance of that material is called as specific conductance K. Or In case of this is the definition for metallic conductors. A metallic conductor like iron, nickel, aluminum, whose length is 1 centimeter and area of cross section is 1 centimeter square, then the conductance of that material is called as specific conductance. This is the definition for metallic conductors. Whereas in case of electrolytic conductance, it is the conductance of a solution. It is the conductance of solution here. Solution taken in between two electrodes which are separated by 1 centimeter length, and area of cross section of that electrode is 1 centimeter square. Then the conductance of this electrolytic solution is called as specific conductance. I repeat, the conductance of the solution which is taken in between the electrodes which are separated by 1 centimeter distance, and the area of cross section as 1 centimeter square, then the conductance of that solution is called as specific conductance. Or simply we can say, if area of cross section of the electrode is 1 centimeter square and length is also 1 centimeter, then if we take it in 3 dimensions, then its volume become 1 cc. If length is 1 centimeter square and area is 1 centimeter, then volume becomes centimeter cube. Centimeter square into centimeter, that is centimeter cube, or we can call it as 1 cc. So the conductance of 1 cc solution is called as specific conductance. But this term specific conductance is more suitable to express the conductance of metallic conductors, but it is not much suitable for expressing the conductance of electrolytic conductors, because in case of electrolytic conductors, the conductance depends upon the concentration. Suppose if I am taking 1 cc solution having 1 molarity, the conductance value will be 1 value. Same 1 cc solution, if I take for 2 molar solution, then the conductance value will be different. So the conductance of electrolytic conductors will depend upon its concentration. So instead of expressing the conductance in terms of its volume, it is better to express them in terms of concentration, because conductance changes with the concentration, and conductance is an extensive property. Those properties which depends upon the number of moles or amount of substance present are called as extensive properties, and conductance is an extensive property. It depends upon number of moles or amount of solute particles or electrolyte particles. So to express the conductivity of electrolytic solutions, it is better to express them in terms of concentration but not in terms of their volume, because even though the volumes are same here, by changing the concentration, conductance is changing. So let us express the conductance of electrolytic conductors in terms of their concentration. Next, to express the conductance of electrolytic conductance, it is expressed in terms of equivalent conductance. So in order to compare the conductance of two solutions, we have to take the conductance, we have to take the two electrolytic solutions which give same amount of charge or equivalent charge in the solution. What does the equivalent charges in the solution mean? Let us see. Suppose let us take 1 mole of sodium chloride solution. 1 mole of sodium chloride is dissolved in water. Then it will ionize to give Na plus ion and Cl minus ion, and total charges are 1 mole of Na plus ions and 1 mole of Cl minus ions. Total number of moles of charges are 2 moles. Or charge on both the ions is 2 Faraday. Charge of 1 mole of electrons is treated as 1 Faraday. As there are two moles of charges, then the charge on the 2 moles charge of the 2 moles of ions, that is Na plus and Cl minus, is treated as 2 Faraday. Next, let us take sodium sulfate. When it is dissolved in water, it will give 2 Na plus and SO4 minus 2. So the number of charges in the solution are 2 charges from Na plus, that is 2 into plus 1 charge, that is 2, and from sulfate only 1 into minus 2 charge, that is total charge is 2 plus and 2 minus, total charge is 4 charges or 4 moles of charges are there. So the current charge on those ions is 4 Faraday. So if you take 1 mole of sodium sulfate, it is giving 4 Faraday of charge. If you take 1 mole of sodium chloride, it is giving 2 Faraday of charge. So in order to compare the conductance of any electrolytes, take the weight of the substance in the solution, electrolytic solution, so that they will give equivalent charge in the solution. So if you take 1 mole of sodium chloride, it is giving 2 Faraday, and instead of taking 1 mole of sodium sulfate, if we take half mole of sodium sulfate, it will give half of this 4 Faraday charge. Half of this 4 Faraday charge, that is equals to 2 Faraday charge. So now the total charge in sodium chloride is equivalent to total charge in sodium sulfate. So instead of taking 1 mole of sodium sulfate, take half mole of sodium sulfate, so that it will have equivalent amount of charge as that of sodium chloride. And this weight of the substance can be treated as, instead of taking 1 mole, we have taken 1 mole by 2. That means molecular weight by 2. Molecular weight by 2, 2 here is treated as valency or charge of cation or charge of anion. So molecular weight by charge of either cation or charge of either anion is called as gram equivalent weight. So gram equivalent weight of sodium sulfate is molecular weight by 2. And if we take gram equivalent weight of sodium sulfate, it will also give only 2 Faraday of charges. Similarly, if we take AlCl3, aluminum chloride, this undergoes ionization to give Al plus 3 plus 3Cl minus. If we take 1 mole of AlCl3, it will give 3 charges here plus 3 charges here, total 6 Faraday of current we will get. 6 Faraday of charges are produced from AlCl3. But if we take 1 mole is giving 6 Faraday, instead of that, if I take the charge on the cation or charge on the anion is 3, if I take 1 mole by 3, because charge on the cation or charge on the anion is 3, 1 mole by 3, this is totally giving 6 Faraday. If I take 1 mole by 3, it will become 1/3 mole of AlCl3. If I take, it will give 6 Faraday by 3. That means 2 Faraday of charges will be given in the solution. And this weight of AlCl3, that is molecular weight by 3, is called as gram equivalent weight of AlCl3. So if we dissolve 1 gram equivalent weight of any substance or any electrolyte solution in water, all of them will produce only 2 Faraday of charges in the solution. Now we can compare, because all of them are producing only 2 Faraday of charges in the solution. Now we can compare the conductance value, that is nature of their or the nature of the conductivity in them, or tendency to allow the current to pass through them, we can compare, because all of them are producing only 2 Faraday of ions in the solution. Like if we want to compare the merit of any student, we have to compare them by conducting test for equal marks, like 100 marks. We have to conduct the test for 100 marks for both the students, or 50 marks. But we cannot compare the merit of the students by conducting exam for 100 marks for one student and 50 marks for another student. So in order to compare the merit of any two students, we have to conduct the exam for same marks. In the same way, in order to measure the conductance or compare the conductance value or the tendency of the electrolytes to allow the current to pass through them, we have to compare them by taking the weight of the electrolytes which will give same amount of ions or same number of ions in the solution. So if we take one molecular weight, it will give different number of ions. It is this molecular weight, sodium chloride molecular weight is giving 2 Faraday, whereas sodium sulfate molecular weight is giving 4 Faraday. In the same way, aluminum chloride is giving 6 Faraday, but if we take equivalent weight, all of them will give 2 Faraday only. So if we dissolve 1 gram equivalent weight of substance, we can compare the conductance of different solutions. So equivalent conductance is defined as the conductance produced, the conducting power of all the ions produced by dissolving 1 gram equivalent weight of an electrolyte solution in any quantity like VmL. Then the conducting power of all the ions is called as equivalent conductance. Suppose if we dissolve 1 gram equivalent weight of sodium chloride, let it be in any quantity like VmL of water, then the conducting power or the capacity to allow the current to that solution is called as equivalent conductance of sodium chloride solution, and it is denoted by lambda. The conducting power of all the ions produced by dissolving 1 gram equivalent weight of electrolyte in solution having volume VmL is called as equivalent conductance lambda. Mathematically, it is given as lambda equals to K into V, where V indicates the volume of the solution in cc or ml containing 1 gram equivalent weight of substance. This is if it is expressed in volume. We can also express the conductance in terms of its normality. Suppose the normality of the solution is X. X normality means X gram equivalent weight of substance is present in 1000 ml. Like we know that molarity, 1 molarity means 1 molar solution means 1 mole of substance is present in 1000 ml or 1 liter. 2 molar means 2 moles of substance is present in 1000 ml or 2 liters. In the same way, X normal solution means X gram equivalent weights of substance is present in 1000 ml solution. But we want 1 gram equivalent weight is present in how many ml? It comes to be 1 into 1000 by X. So it comes to be how much volume? 1 into 1000 by X. So 1 gram equivalent weight of substance is present in this much volume, 1 into 1000 by X. So volume, the value of volume, substitute in this equation. It becomes lambda equals to K into volume is 1000 by X. So the X here is normality. You will get this equation in terms of normality or concentration. Now lambda equals to, let us write the units of lambda. We know that K has the units as ohm inverse, centimeter inverse, and units of normality is like molarity moles per liter, normality equivalents per liter, or liters in terms of centimeter is written as centimeter cube is the unit of volume if we want to express in terms of centimeter. Like liter is 1 unit of volume, centimeters cube is also the unit of volume. Normality is expressed in terms of equivalent per centimeter cube. Then it will become ohm inverse, centimeter square, equivalent inverse. Centimeter minus 1, centimeter cube, when bases are equal, we can add power. Minus 1 plus 3 is 2. By equivalent means it will become inverse, equivalent inverse. Next is molar conductance. It is the conductance of a electrolytic solution in which 1 gram molecular weight of substance is dissolved in VmL of that solution, and conductance obtained because of all the ions produced by dissociation of that electrolyte is called as molar conductance. Means if we take sodium chloride solution, we have to dissolve 1 gram molecular weight of sodium chloride in water, and because of the dissolution in water, the sodium chloride will undergo ionization to give Na plus and Cl minus, and this cation and anion, they will allow the current to pass through them, And because of all the ions produced by dissolving 1 gram molecular weight of substance in water, and the conducting power or conductance of all the ions produced by dissolving 1 gram molecular weight of substance in water is called as, in VML of solution, is called as molar conductance. So here we bother about only dissolving 1 gram molecular weight of substance in VML of water. V may be V may be whatever quantity, like 1 liter or 2 liters, but the amount of substance present should be 1 gram molecular weight of substance. So by dissolving 1 gram molecular weight of substance in VML of solution, the substance will undergo ionization and these ions will allow current to pass through them. And conductance, conducting power of all these ions, conductance of all these ions produced by dissolving 1 gram molecular weight of substance in 1 liter of water, in VML of water, in VML of solution, is called as molar conductance. It is the conductance of solution, volume V of the solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte it is expressed in mu equals to K into V, or in terms of molarity, like normality we have written. In the same way, for molar conductance we have to write it as K into 1000 by M, where V indicates volume of the solution in cc, mu is molar conductance, K specific conductance, M is molarity of the solution. Summary. Conductance means it is the property of conductor, which allows the property of conductor, it gives the tendency to allow the electricity to pass through it. Specific conductance is defined as the conductance of a solution of definite dilution enclosed in a cell having 2 electrodes of unit area separated by 1 centimeter apart, or we can say a conductance of 1 cc solution, or 1 ml 1 cc solution or 1 centimeter cube solution is called as specific conductance. Equivalent conductance is conductance of all the ions produced by dissolving 1 gram equivalent weight of an electrolyte in a given solution having volume VML. Molar conductance means conductance of all the ions produced by the ionization of 1 gram mole of an electrolyte when it is present in VML of solution. Now let us derive the relationship between specific conductance and equivalent conductance. Let us take 1 gram equivalent weight of substance is dissolved in 1 ml of solution in the first case. In this 1 gram equivalent weight of substance is dissolved in 1 ml of 1 cc of solution. Here the volume of this cube is 1 cc and the amount of substance present is 1 gram equivalent weight, and the conductance obtained for this solution, let us take it as C, and this C conductance, measured conductance, is also equals to, the value of the measured conductance is also equals to specific conductance K, because the volume of the solution is 1 cc, and it is also equals to equivalent conductance because the amount of substance present in that solution is 1 gram equivalent weight. So in this case, when the volume of the cube is 1 cc, the measured conductance is equals to, it itself is equals to specific conductance K specific conductance K and equivalent conductance lambda. Let us suppose that the volume of this cube is increased by 4 times, like this. Now the measured conductance in this case is again C, but this measured conductance value is also equals to lambda, because in this 4 cubes conductance, the conductance of the solution placed in these 4 cubes is equals to equivalent conductance, because this entire 4 cubes or 4 cc solution will have 1 gram equivalent weight of substance only. So the conductance of that solution is equals to equivalent conductance. Now let us write the formula for specific conductance. Specific conductance is defined as the conductance of 1 cc solution, but here 4 cc solution is there, but we want the conductance of only 1 cc solution or any one of the cube. So the total 4 cubes conductance value is lambda or C, measured conductance C. Then 1 cube conductance will become lambda by 4. So K equals to lambda by 4. And if we dilute the same 1 gram equivalent weight for 9 times, and then the volume of the big cube will become 9 cc. Now the conductance, measured conductance of this solution, let us take it as C, and its value itself is equals to lambda, because these 9 cubes will have the solution having 9 cc will have only 1 gram equivalent weight of substance. So the conductance, measured conductance, is equals to equivalent conductance lambda. Now specific conductance is equals to we have to measure the conductance of only 1 cc solution, like we have to take any one small cube and measure the conductance of that solution. The the conductance of this total 9 cc is lambda or C. Then conductance of only 1 cube will become lambda by 9. So if we dilute this for 16 times, then K value will become lambda by 16. If we dilute for V ml, K value will become lambda by V times. If we dilute for 16 times, K value will become lambda by 16. So if we are diluting for 4 times, K is lambda by 4. If we dilute for 9 times, K is lambda by 9. If we dilute for 16 times, K is lambda by 16. If we dilute for V times, K equals to lambda by V, where V indicates volume of the solution. Here V indicates 4 ml, here V indicates 9 ml. In this case V indicates 16 ml, here V indicates volume of the solution. So we can write K equals to lambda by V, or from this lambda equals to K into V. So this is the relationship between specific conductance K and equivalent conductance lambda. We shall stop here and continue in the next session.